everyone, it's Amy, and I just decided to make some ATC backgrounds, and I just got this roll of, it's kind of like shiny. My husband says he thinks it's some kind of a drywall. It's called Diagraph. I got it at our local, kind of like recycle store, and I thought it might work like the Yupo paper, but it doesn't. But it really does take the color nicely, and it looks really well, so I thought I'd just come on and bring you along with me while I make some backgrounds. So I'm just going to use my alcohol inks to do the backgrounds, and then probably I'll do another video and do some and actually finish them. But yeah, I just thought this is kind of cool. I'm not really sure what it is. It felt a little bit like the postage sacks that you get, the ones that are like you can't rip them, and so I thought maybe it would work like the Yupo paper, but it doesn't. So, but it still really takes the color nicely. I'm just using orange and red alcohol ink, and it soaks all the way through, which is actually kind of cool because you wind up with a double-sided paper then. And oh, I forgot to bring my rubbing alcohol out, so I won't be able to blend them too much. I think I'm going to leave a little bit of that white on there. I don't want to take it all off. But yeah, that turns out really pretty. So put that one there and get another one, because I think I'll do blue and purple next. It makes a really quick, fast background. And I don't know why. This one is Sailboat Blue, and this one is Purple Twilight. I'm not sure why, but a bunch of my alcohol inks don't actually have names on them. The first set that I got didn't have any names on it. So it's hard for me to tell you what all of the colors are going to be. It's a beautiful day here today. It's only in the high 60s, which is just gorgeous. And it's been really hot, but we don't have rain. It looks like it's threatening to rain a little bit, but hopefully if it's going to rain, it rains before the 4th of July, so everybody has a nice fireworks. So we don't go and do anything, we just stay home. So we've got Papa here, and the kids are gone, and so we just stay home and watch them on TV. That one doesn't show up as pretty as it really is. And actually it's really funny because it's showing up backwards. What's showing up blue is actually purple, and what's showing up purple is actually the blue. That's kind of funny. So we got those colors. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's do got this green and yellow, I think. And then I save my pads and I use them later if I'm going to do the same colors, because they still work just as well. And actually, if you put a little bit of rubbing alcohol on these, especially if you're, like if it hasn't been a really long time since you used them. Here's yellow. Can't read it, don't have my glasses on. If you put a little rubbing alcohol on it, it will actually like reactivate your alcohol ink, and you can use it again. Ooh, those colors are really pretty together. Yeah, I just thought I'd get some nice backgrounds down, and then maybe do some stamping and some doodling. No stitching. I'm back. Sorry about that. My daughter called while I was in the middle of recording, and but that was really cool. They're moving this weekend, and she called to say that they're all packed up and on their way. So I was glad to hear from her. And so I'm going to put some rubbing alcohol on here, and I just put some rubbing alcohol. This is an eyedropper bottle, but if you ever are going to use something like this, make sure that you peel the labels off and that you mark what they are, so that nobody would accidentally have a problem with that. So I'm just going to put the rubbing alcohol on there because it just blends the colors together really well. And even though it's going to cover up my white spots, but It just looks really nice. So here's what we've got with that one now. And that looks really pretty. I do have a little bit of black in here, and that's because I had black permanent marker on my mat, which I should have cleaned off with rubbing alcohol before I started. And anything that's permanent stays on, and your permanent markers like your Sharpies, they will move with alcohol. So even your alcohol inks. So I'm going to actually kind of take this and wipe on this a little bit and get some of that off. Maybe I'll put a paper towel underneath. Yeah, see that kind of takes that off of there. And I'm going to grab a paper towel and be right back. I just wiped that up. So I'm going to switch my pads here. Oops, I have to find what I did with my other ones. Here they are. I'm going to put alcohol on those too. This is just a little piece of block that I had, and I put on the sticky back Velcro, just the loop side, the side that's hard, and that will hold your little felt pieces so that you don't have to have one of these. So just any kind of a, anything you can hold on to, and just put the hook and loop on there, but just the loop side, because that will hold your felt. And all of these little pieces, also, these are not like from the store. These are just a big piece of white, a full sheet of white felt that I had, and I just cut it to the right size. So you don't have to have the Tim Holtz. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but you don't have to have that. If you don't have it, you can just use regular felt and a piece of block. So, yeah, I like the way when you use with the alcohol inks, I've always liked to use the alcohol with them and get that beautiful blend, because it's just so pretty. It's just, it's just like the difference between the two. It even brings out the colors. I'll wipe that off before I do the purple. Here we go. And then I think I'm just going to doodle with Sharpies. Because this is slick paper, I don't know how well any other type marker will work on it, but your Sharpies, again, they're alcohol. I think like your Copics, I think the Copics, the Spectrum Noirs, I think those are all alcohol pens. And so they will work on something shiny, paper or metal or glass, or, you have to have the alcohol base to stick to anything with a slick surface. So there we go. And there's that one, which I still think is so funny because it's showing up backwards, color-wise. So yeah, so I'm going to use StazOn ink and Sharpie markers and do some doodling on them. And I do have a little test piece. This was the very first piece I cut off and tested it when I brought it home, and then I also tested it to make sure that the Sharpies worked well on it, which they do. And so this is what I have so far. These are my backgrounds, and I will come back in a little while and we'll stamp and doodle and get them all ready to go out somewhere. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.